Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be factoring trinomials with a leading coefficient of 1. And all a coefficient means is the number in front of a variable. And the leading coefficient is the variable with the largest exponent. So it's basically saying the leading coefficient is 1, which is this one right here. Because in the next video, we'll be doing factoring trinomials with the leading coefficient having a larger number than 1, which is much more difficult, but we'll get you straightened away with that. So, in the previous video, I set a few ground rules for factoring trinomials. So, like I said in the previous video, we look at this one first. And what I said was if this sign is positive, that means both of the not exponents, parentheses will be the same. And if this is negative, they'll be different. So, as we see, it's negative. So that means they're going to be different. So our first step is go ahead and write in our exponents, or parentheses. I don't know why I'm saying exponents. So our next step is to put whatever our leading coefficient or the variable of our leading coefficient, we put that in the far left pocket of the parentheses. So what I mean by that, so whatever the variable is, in this case it's x. You see we have x squared, so we're going to put 1x right here and 1x right there. Because x times x is x squared. So that's the easiest step of it all. But you're going to have problems that have different variables. So one might be m. So if m is the variable, then we'll just put m. Alright, but let's get back to this problem. So, and I'm going to write this out, but we're basically going to ask ourselves, and don't worry about the signs, because the rules I came up with about the signs is going to be our last step, basically. So you're going to ask yourself, what two numbers can I multiply? Well, that was terrible. To get 45 that adds or subtracts to get 4. Alright, and in different problems, your numbers are going to be different, but so you'll just say, what two numbers can I multiply to get whatever this number is, that adds or subtracts to get whatever this number is. But in this case, 45 and 4 are our numbers. It's a tongue twister. So you're always worrying about what two numbers can you multiply to get this number that adds or subtracts to get this number. So I want to make that clear. And if you want to write this down, just pause the video and take notes on that. But so I can save some space, I'm going to delete this now. Okay, so I'm going to figure out what two numbers can I multiply to get 45 that adds up to get 4. So if you don't know your times tables well, what we can do is we can always make out our GCF line again. You're not finding the GCF, but you can make out your GCF line. So what I do is I write 45 colon 1, 45 2 can't go into 45. 3 can. 15 times. 4 can't go into 45. 5 can. 9 times. I think that's it. So what we're going to do to figure out which one can we multiply to get 45 that adds up to get 4 is, what I like to do is I like to draw little lines between the numbers, like so. And make sure your lines are going towards the number that makes it 45. So if you start with 1, you need to make it go to 45. If you start with 3, you need to make it go to 15. And 5 and 9. So what we're doing is we're basically going to try to figure out our numbers that are going to go right here. Alright, so we know 1 times 45 equals 45. But if I do any subtraction or adding, 1 plus 45 is 46, so that's not 4. 1 minus 45 is negative 44, which is not 4. So that can't work. So we can, if you want to, we can mark those out. 3 times 15 is 45, so that is what we're looking for. But if we add or subtract those two numbers, we do not get 4. So 3 plus 9 is 12, and 3 minus 9 is negative 6. So that can't work as well. So the last one is 5 and 9. So we do know 5 times 9 is 45. So that pans out. But what about adding or subtracting? Well, we know 5 plus 9 is 14, so that doesn't work. But 5 minus 9, or 9 minus 5, is 4. So we know those two numbers work. So in this part, I like to put my largest number first, which is 9. So I put 9 right here and put 5 right here. Okay, so this is where signs come into play. So this sign, like I said in the previous video, tells me that both signs will be different. So whatever this sign is right here, this one's going to be the opposite. So that's that sign. Now we look at this sign. This sign tells me the sign of the largest number, which is 9. That's why I put the largest number first. So it tells me that 9 is negative. So since, like I said, since it tells me that the signs will be different, then that means this has to be a positive. And that's our answer. Our answer is x minus 9 and x plus 5. And we can also check our answer. I don't know if y'all are familiar with full, but we can, if you need help with full, I can make a video about that as well. But basically, we're going to take full means first, outer, inner, last. So we're going to multiply x times x, which is the first, and then x times 5, which is outer. X times x is x squared. X times 5 is positive 5, so, or 5x, I'm sorry. And then inner, we do negative 9 times x, and then 9 times 5. So negative 9 times x is negative 9x, and negative 9 times 5 is negative 45. Alright, we combine like terms, we bring this down, x squared. 5x minus 9x is negative 4x minus 45. If this is what we started with, then that means we're right. Look at there. That's right. So we got what we ended up, when we checked our factoring, we ended up with whatever we started with. So that checks out. So just to write the answer again, I'll write it x minus 9, x plus 5. That's our answer. Alright, and I'm only going to go over 3 problems in this video, so I'm going to erase that one. Alright, so since I went over the first one thoroughly, I'm going to go over the second and third one kind of quick. But you can always rewind and see how I done the first one. Alright, so this first one, we look at this sign. It tells me that both signs will be the same, and this tells me the sign of a large number. So first step, we go ahead and make our parentheses. Second step, always put whatever the variable is first. X, and only put one of them. Do not put x squared. You're going to get the wrong answer. So x and x. Alright. Then I ask myself, what two numbers can I multiply to get 8 that adds or subtracts to get 9? Alright. Remember, don't worry about the sign yet, because that's what we're going to be doing last. So, like in the previous one, I do 8. We start with 1 and 8. 2 goes into 8 4 times. And that's it. Alright. So, I draw my little lines. Boom. Alright. We know 1 times 8 is 8. But does 1 plus 8 or 1 minus 8 equals 9? Well, let's see. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 plus 8 is 9. Well, that's what we're looking for. So, there we go. We hit it the first try. So, when we know those two numbers work, so we're going to put those numbers in our parentheses. Again, largest number goes first, 8 and 1. Alright, to save some room, I'm going to erase this real quick. Maybe, if my computer stops freezing up. Okay, there we go. Alright, perfect. Alright, now, last step is just figuring out where the signs are. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of the problem, this sign right here tells me that they'll be the same, and this sign tells me that it's the sign of a large number. But since they're the same, then this one will be negative, and this one will be negative, because our sign rules. And you can also check your answer by doing the full method again, but save time. There's our answer. Alright, so on this one, we're going to be doing the same steps. First step, write your parentheses. Second step, put your x in, or whatever the variable is. Alright, then you're going to ask yourself, what two numbers can I multiply to get 63 that adds or subtracts to get 2? Well, if we don't know that, we can again do the number line thing, or not number line thing, but the GCF line thing. I don't know what to call it, but we're just going to call it GCF line thing. So we're doing 63, 1, 63, 2 can't go into 63, 3 I think goes in 63 18 times. No, 21 times. 4 can't go into 63. But I'll just check real quick. Nope. 5 can't. 6. I do not believe 6 can go into 63. Nope. 7 can. 7 goes in 63 9 times. 8 can't, so we stop there. So now we need to pick out our numbers. Boom, boom, boom. So we know 1 times 63 is 63. 1 plus 63 is 64, so that doesn't work. 1 minus 63 is, I'm having a brain fart. Yeah, that's what I thought. Negative 62. That doesn't work, so we can mark out that. And also, you can write under it what they equal, like under the line. So what I mean by that is 3 times 21 is 63. But we can write 3 plus 21 and then 3 minus 21. 3 plus 21 is 24. 3 minus 21 is negative 18. So that doesn't work. So we can mark that out. And then 7 times 9 is 63. 7 plus 9 is 16. 7 minus 9 is -2. So we know 9 minus 7 is 2. So that works. So that's the numbers we're going to pick. Largest number first. Now we need to pick the signs. This sign tells me this, that both signs will be different. And this sign tells me the sign of the largest number. So since the largest number is 9, it tells me it's going to be positive. And then since they're different, this one's going to be negative. And that's our answer. Well, I hope you understood how to do this process. If you didn't, just try to rewatch the video, and you might have missed a step that I put in the video. And just check yourself and start practicing. I'll see y'all in the next video.